Hello, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory, and this is the Nocturnist Diary. This series, which is I've entitled Moving Small Mountains, is just a short series just helping you to have some skills that are essentially going to help you to be great. So today I'm going to talk about some tips for public speaking. Now, we all have to speak in public in one way, shape, or form, whether it is in front of one or two people or in front of one person, but oftentimes we have to have a larger group in which we have to address. So for me, occasionally I have to give lectures for the resident doctors at my work. And so, I have to get in front of an auditorium and in front of lots of folks and speak about a topic. Sometimes a topic that I feel passionate about, sometimes a topic that I am not as familiar about until I actually do the research to get going. Hey, good morning. Thanks for joining. That makes a difference in how we approach a public speech. So before the speech, I will just be honest, I am always very nervous. I have things happen to me like my heart starts beating very rapidly and I feel a sensation in my chest and my hands get really sweaty and clammy and I get a little jittery. I don't know. Does that happen to anybody else? I feel like, after years and years of talking in front of others, that one should become more relaxed. But that is not always the case. I'm not really to the point where I have to take a beta blocker or a medication to slow down my heart rate, but I do have to be conscious of what physiologic changes occur prior to speaking in public and figure a way to harness that energy. So the tips that I'm going to share with you today, because I have a sneaky feeling that I'm not alone in this, are very, very simple. And these are a starting point. They are not the end all be all. There are courses that you can take. There are so many ways in which you can improve your speech. And you can even get to the point where you are so good at public speaking that you actually give a TED Talk, which is the ultimate. So the first tip that I'm going to give you is prepare and practice, okay? So by preparing, which means you have your material ahead of time, you go through it several times, you present it to someone who you know, who you're comfortable with, you practice in a mirror, you record your talk, you listen to it, you look at what you do when you're speaking. Hi, Carlos, thanks for joining. You look at what you do when you're speaking, your body language, just looking at all of those non-verbal factors, as well as how you come across, your speed of speech, your enunciation. All those things make a huge difference in your audience's understanding of what you're saying and the ideas that you're conveying. So the more you practice and the more you prepare is the better you will feel on the day of the actual speech. One of the things that I personally have to learn and focus on is I tend to speak and use fillers. So I will use things like and yeah, and those are things that are kind of distracting to your audience. So if you focus on that and you know that this is a weakness of yours, you can then rectify it during practice. And as you know, things that we practice become innate to us, and then we start when you're in a situation and we need to actually relay the information, we are able to do so very smoothly. So that's tip number one. Tip number two is speak about something that you're passionate about. It is so much easier to speak about something that you feel deeply about. Your expression, your voice, the inflections in your voice, the tone, how you interact with your audience, eye contact with them, smiling, doing all of those things just makes your speech more impactful. And when we care about things, we tend to speak very eloquently about them. Hi, Carrie Ann. Hi, Sharonda. Thanks for joining. And so picking something that you're passionate about, or if it's something that you're not necessarily passionate about, finding an item, even in the most intricate of topics, that you can hone in on and become passionate about. Your audience will definitely realize it, and they will enjoy your speech and enjoy listening to you a whole lot better. All right. And then my third tip is use your nervousness as impetus. And what does that mean? Well, nervous energy is essentially potential energy. It is energy that is waiting, listening, watching for its release. And the way that you can release this potential energy and convert it to kinetic energy is by internalizing that force and then conveying it to your audience. So the way that you do that is you convey it through your speech, through your tone, through your body language, through giving them the well-needed and well-deserved information that you have to share. So instead of, how it happens to me, I do get really nervous. I start doing this, moving my fingers and trying to dry my hands and trying to slow my heart rate down. But then when I take a deep breath just before the speech, nice deep breath in, nice deep breath out, I am able to channel that potential energy into the kinetic energy that is needed to convey the thoughts that I have to share with the audience. And my last tip, number 4, is speak to a friendly face. Okay, so perhaps you don't have one in the audience. There is nothing wrong with planting one. And you can ask a friend to come with you. Just say, hey, can you please just come and sit in the audience? I'm going to just focus on your face, focus on your smile. And it's going to mean a huge amount to me. It's going to help to allay my fears. It's going to help to calm me down. It's going to help me to be a better speaker and to be able to convey the thoughts that I have to share. Because the thoughts that you have to share are absolutely important. And so if you are able to get those across to your audience, they benefit, you benefit, and we all have a great outcome. So those are my 4 tips. Prepare and practice. Use your nervousness as an impetus. Have passionate speech or speak about something that you're passionate about. Hey, Lori, thanks for joining. Hey, Jerian, thanks for joining. And then speak to a friendly face. So I hope that this brief talk was very helpful to you. If it was, please do share and comment below. And remember, this is Dr. Charmaine Gregory. This is the Nocturnist Diary. And I hope that you will be strong, be brave, and unleash your greatness.